So I have not posted anything in a while, but essentially the bees have died. And all that's really left is some really cool parts of comb. And while it's really cool, parts of it are dirty because the bees had larvae and whatever in it. And so I thought I would melt the comb and make some beeswax, which supposedly ruins a pan. This is a pan that my mom didn't even want like 30 years ago, and I've been using it for 30 years, but I think we've got all newer ones now, so we never use it anymore. But anyway, that's going to become my beeswax boiling pan. So here we go, let's make some beeswax. So it's just starting to boil and the wax melts pretty quick, which I guess makes sense since it's wax and wax melts pretty easy. I'll keep adding little bits of comb as we go, see how this works. So just like everything, I think things are gonna be one way and then they kind of end up being something different. I, in my head, thought I would be boiling up some beautiful yellow stuff that would turn magically into like Burt's Beeswax lip balm. That would be so cool and what a neat thing to make. But instead, I've basically been filtering out dead bee carcasses. It's kind of like I took a human being's house and boiled it to get the stuff out of the house, but then it turns out there was dead bodies in the house and you've got to strain all the dead bodies away. It's disgusting. And they don't just strain away, you kind of melt them and cook them alive and smell them. There's a lot of dead bee in this. It's pretty disgusting. I think I'm going to see if I can feed that to the kids. So I think I got most of the bee body parts filtered out of this. And now I'm gonna let it sit overnight and see if it solidifies and kind of allows me to scrape the rest of the crud out later on. So here is the final result of my wax work. I ended up boiling the wax like 10 times to get rid of all the legs and thorax and body parts. And then because when I was boiling it, it was kind of a weird shape, I ended up pouring the boiled contents into a Pringles can to get it into kind of a hockey puck shape. You can see on the back side there is still some kind of bee junk in there, but most of it I scraped off as that did kind of settle to the bottom. And then it's a really nice, clean, very clear beeswax on the top. So, oh, it tastes delicious like bee parts. It's probably not going to be good for anything like Burt's Bees lip balm or anything like that, but it'll allow me to wax the sides of my hive next year since it was kind of had a wax waterproofing on it, and the bees tend to like having that as a preserver of the wood as opposed to painting it or staining it that has chemicals in it. So anyway, that's the remains of the extra wax for my beehive. There you go.